As to the first, Madam Chair, I think you're correct that we need now to have clarity around its status on the political code of conduct. As to the latter, the leadership code, I think that's less confusing, because the issue there is whether all members of parliament will sign that leadership code of conduct. On our side, we have signed, all on our side have signed the leadership code of conduct. The question is whether
when you refer to the leadership code of conduct, which code are you referring to, prepared by whom?
For the Integrity Commission, from the Integrity Commission. And it exists on its website. It's there for all members. Yes, and all of us sign, all on our side sign the leadership code of conduct. And that was a public discussion.
And that has been signed for this new parliament?
Well, you don't require that there have to be additional one. Yes, I think so. I know I've signed. And you're a new member. She's a new member. She signed. So yes, I think we were required on our side to sign the leadership code of conduct.
So, Madam Chair, I think there's a disconnect, because all three members behind me are saying that I don't know where they got it, if they went on the website and looked it up to sign something. But I think if there is a code of conduct for the representatives, the members in the parliament or the Senate, whether it's the upper or lower house, that should be given to us in the parliament to sign and to state exactly what it is we're signing, etc. I don't ever recall receiving anything from the Integrity Commission to sign as far as a code of conduct. And so I would like to know where you received this. Or is it that you just went arbitrarily on their website to look this up? Because if it is that there is a code of conduct for parliamentarians to sign, I don't think it's proper for us to go and seek that code of conduct. It should be given to us and state clearly what this is for, and for us to sign that. So I think I need some clarity on that, because I've been hearing about this code of conduct, especially when there's an election approaching, and I've never ever seen such. So I'm not sure who received, because I know I've never received such a code to sign from the Integrity Commission.
Yes.
Madam Chair, let us recall, this issue was not a private, undisclosed or even controversial issue. It was discussed in the public space quite a bit, publicly, about signing the leadership code. And positions were drawn, positions were taken by the parties as to whether they would or would not. In the last.
All right, just to make it clear that it may be unhelpful to bring forward controversies. We're starting afresh, and I think that to the extent that the standing orders refer to monitoring compliance with the code of conduct or departure, and we know that the Parliament has legislated and empowered entities with the responsibility of preparing codes of conduct. For this new Parliament, we want to clarify the mechanism for the signing of the code. In one instance, we need to clarify whether there is an updated code or the status of the code, considering that the political ombudsman was brought under the umbrella of the ECJ.
That's one.
So that is one,
Agreed.
right? So we will be seeking clarification from the ECJ on the status of the code of conduct that it is mandated to prepare for parliamentarians. I am not sure at this time whether that kicks in only within the campaign period. It may or may not. If it does, then we have ample time to be notified and for the action to be taken when we get to that stage further down in the life of the parliament. In respect of the Integrity Commission, we know that the act is under review. We know that there are many controversial issues surrounding the Integrity Commission and parliamentarians. It is my hope that we don't magnify controversies, but we minimize them in our quest for clarity.
Right, yeah.
But what I believe is beyond doubt is that if this ethics committee is to discharge its duties of receiving, investigating, and reporting on any complaints of departures by members from the political code of conduct, then the code of conduct would have to be signed by members. Right. So we know generally that code of conducts may not have the force of law as a statutory instrument, subsidiary instrument, but it does have other consequences, and it signals to the people what it is that we say we stand for. Right? So the parliament legislates and it empowers authorities to do certain things. Parliamentarians, in turn, have to honor what it gives. And that's why I've said that we are in a unique position. Of course, we know that these matters are not as simple as they sound. And so it will require a level of maturity and candor to wade through the issues.
And so, Madam Speaker, I end where I began, which is
Chairman.
sorry, another place, Madam Chair, Madam Chair, and where I began, which is the need for a measured approach and caution in these matters.
Absolutely.
Because we're entering uncharted waters.
Yes, yes. I enjoin you in that. All right, so let us amplify the recommendation on this matter. So we need to, we'd be seeking the clarity, would be writing directly to the IC or the ECJ, or we seek to do so through the House? We can write directly, I believe. All right. Just a minute, please. So the matter arising will lead to a recommendation, which relates to the recommendation that is in the minutes. Where is my minutes? All right, so the recommendation currently is that an update be provided on the status of a political code of conduct, including requirements for all members to sign. So we would revise that to read that the committee clerk write to the ECJ, write to the Electoral Commission of Jamaica to ascertain the status of a political code of conduct for which the ECJ has responsibility through the political ombudsman role. And whether the any update has been done, because we know amendments to the Representation of the People's Act took effect. The campaign financing, new recommendations are being implemented, but it's the status of the code and at what stage members are required to sign, or is it just candidates in an election? Is that clear?
But, so, in the discussion, I think we also have to, if you see clarity from the EC, Electoral Commission, it seems as if we need clarity as well on the from the Integrity
Yes,
Commission.
I'm just dealing with them one at a time.
Oh, okay. Seriously, okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
So we're starting first with the Electoral Commission of Jamaica in the political ombudsman role. Right? What is the status of the political code of conduct, and whether there is an updated code, and at what stage are members of parliament required to sign the code? Essentially, whether it's limited to candidacy for election to the House. Member Garvey.
Thank you,
Tito?
Chairman. My recollection, having been through 5 elections, right, is that the political ombudsman would call us in a public space, both sides of the aisle, candidates to sign the code of conduct prior to election day.
Right.
That has been excepting for the year when we had COVID. I don't believe we gathered in any space of like that. And I did not see one this time around.
Right.
So,
Right.
right. So I'm just, but I know it usually comes from the political ombudsman.
Very well. All right. And we would also, so we would write to the Integrity Commission to ascertain how our members presented with the code for signing. Is that clear? In the interest of time, it's 11:05, and I see Member Witter has arrived.